Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And previously we had learned about the toolbars, and then we learned about the file and edit option, and today we are going to study the image option. But before that, please, if you have not yet subscribed, please do subscribe. Press the subscribe button below and subscribe to my channel so that you can get further updates on the next classes that I'll be releasing. So let's begin with directly, and you open the image, say this image. Now the image option is a very powerful option. It has a lot of options inside it, and you can do a lot of manipulation to many images. You will see now. I'll be showing you a gist of what you can do, and I am hoping that you practice more of these options. And any questions, any doubts that you have, please put it down in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer them. So the first option is the mode. In this, you can set this image into different modes. You have a bitmap, which normally has two colors, a grayscale, which is again black and white, or duotone, which you can have two tones in the image, plus you can add three tones, four tones. Index color, RGB, that's a red, green, blue, the most commonly used format. CMYK is mainly used for the print format. Lab color, again print, multi-channel variations I'll show you. 8 bits per channel, 16 bits per channel, 32 bits per channel. It's more technical, but right now we make sure everything's on 8 bits per channel. So let's first skip the bitmap and see what does grayscale do. So grayscale to control blah blah blah, it's a discard, and it makes it a black and white image. Simple. Undo. Image, mode, index color, will do the similar thing, but here it makes it into a format where you can export it as a GIF, or you can say when I was new to this, I've used this option many times to export small images, mainly for the web as GIF and JPGs, but this is mainly used for the GIF formats. But for now, we'll just leave it here. I undo. Image, mode, RGB is the one we are in. CMYK will make it into the 4-color mode, and you can see it over here, the channels, cyan, magenta, yellow and black. Earlier, if I go to undo it back, you can see the channels will be red, green and blue. That was when it was on the RGB color mode. Then it became the CMYK mode. Lab color we will not use much, so I'll skip it for now. Multi-channel. As you can see, these are the layers here, and these are the channels. So this is the RGB. Inside that is a red, green and blue. Now I go to image mode, multi-channel. You see what it's done. It's converted into cyan, magenta and yellow. So for now what we'll do is we'll just leave this part of it, because it's getting a little complicated here and I don't want to involve this in the basics. But I will make another tutorial separately for this multi-channel and you'll get a better idea for it. So for now we'll skip this option and undo it, and I'll get it back to the RGB. Great. So now we go to mode, 8 bits, 16 bits, you leave it at this. So in Photoshop, the main thing you'll be using mainly is RGB color. So we'll keep it at that. Now the bitmap, this is the one which I had skipped and duotone I had skipped. Now for bitmap to be highlighted, you need to first make the image a grayscale. So say for example, I'll make a copy of the layer and I will make it image, mode, grayscale. Flatten. It flattens both the layers and makes it one file, one layer. So I'll say flatten, discard, and now image, mode, bitmap. And you can save this file as a bitmap option. Now as I told you, bitmap is only 2 colors, so it's totally put some mild effect on it. which is absolutely the olden type of images. When we used to use this total GIF images. So as of now, we are not going to use this, but I just wanted to show you what does the bitmap version look like. So I'm going to undo this now. And now I'll go to this Dutone option. Now for Dutone also I'll do the same thing. I will make it a grayscale, flatten and discard. Now image mode Dutone. Now it's monotone is a single color, Dutone is 2, 3, tritone is 3 and quadtone is 4. So I'll come to Dutone. Now I can add color to it. Say I want to add two colors, red and green, or I want to make it a blue and white. So whatever two colors you want to use, you can use. If you want to add one more color, make it tri, and you can make it now green also. Whatever color you want, you can just play around with it and add to it. Yeah, this all is technical. Leave it. If you keep the preview option previewed, you can see the changes that you make. If you deselect the preview option, you cannot see the changes that affect over here. So keep the preview mode selected. So whatever changes you make here, you can immediately see it here before applying it and saying the OK. All ink names must be specified. So you need to give it a name, for example, purple, yellow, green, and hit OK. And that's it. So I'll undo it back. So for the mode, that's all for the beginners level. So we'll go to adjustments. Now there's a lot happening in adjustments. Most of it is quite similar, but I'm not going to explain everything to you, but I will show you what's happening in the image. Like for example, the brightness and contrast. So if I click the brightness and contrast, see what happens when I make the movements. I increase the brightness, I decrease the brightness. I increase the contrast, I decrease the contrast. So you can play around with all these, yeah. Then image adjustments, levels. I can adjust the levels of the colors. Right now it's on RGB, red, green and blue all together. But say I want to adjust the level of the red color. I can increase the red, decrease the red. Say I want to increase or decrease the level of the green color. So I can do like this way. So based on that, you can adjust the levels of individual channels, that's individual colors, or on the whole, you can increase all together RGB. Plus you can play around with this option and see the difference. And if you're satisfied with something, hit the OK button. Okay, so I'll just undo back. Then we go to image adjustments, curves. Again, curves are quite similar. You can adjust individual channel or the full thing as a whole. Make it brighter, darker, up, down. You can add points to it. You can increase, decrease, do whatever you want. If you're happy, press OK. Image adjustments, exposure. It's quite similar again. Most of it is quite similar, but if you go into technicality, there's a little difference. But I don't want to go into that right now. I just want to explain the beginner's level. So you can just see what's happening on the pictorial side of it. And when you're happy with it, you can click OK. So I'll undo back. Image adjustment, vibrance, I don't use it much. I'll go to hue and saturation. It's the same again. Either you do it for different channel colors or you do it just overall in the master. You can play around with these options, so when you're doing any manipulation, you can understand what you want to do for which part of the image. And then we'll go to image adjustment, color balance is again the same thing, adjusting the color balance of the colors. You have got highlights, you have got shadows. You can try all of them, explore all the options so that you get to know what option does what. And when you're happy with it, okay. So it looks. Undo. Image adjustment, black and white will make it a black and white image. And you can again play with the options, but black and white is black and white. You can just make it dark, light, or whatever you want. Image adjustment, photo filter, I'm not going to use right now. Channel mixer, again it's a little technical, which I don't want to use right now. So we'll skip this for now. Image adjustment, color lookup, not required now. Invert will invert the colors. It's going to invert it. Image adjustments, posterize is again a different type of effect. You can either explore it. Any questions, please ask me in the comments. There's nothing much to explain in this, otherwise I have to go full technical. So I just want to show you what each option is doing. For technicalities, I'll be making a separate video individually to explain individual functions. So please subscribe and keep in touch with this channel. Now we'll go to threshold. It's similar. It converts it to black and white, and then you can adjust the threshold of the black and white. When you're happy, okay. Image adjustments, gradient map, a gradient option. Say you want to adjust it to blue, and then you want to change the blue color, you want to change it to maybe red, then you want to change this white color to blue or say green. So it's again a gradient option you apply to the image. And when you're happy, okay, you can reverse it down and you can try different options. Image adjustment, selective color. Selective color is like, now I want to change only the blue part of it. So say, or forget that, say in the green I want to increase or decrease the color of the green. Blue, see the sky. Yellow. So you can select individual color and you can play with the addition and subtraction. Cancel. Image adjustment, shadows and highlights. You can increase and decrease it, the amount of shadows and highlights in the image. As per your convenience, whatever you like, you can settle at that and put a OK. Image adjustment, HDR toning is a little advanced, which we'll not be discussing right now. Desaturate will desaturate the full image. It will make it like a grayscale and it will take off all the saturation. Image adjustment, match color. You can explore all these options so that you understand, and tomorrow when you're editing any image, it will automatically strike you what option to use where, depending on what output do you want. So you just explore these options and you see. Image adjustments, replace color. Now for example, if I want to select only the blue color, so the moment I come to this window, this color picker will come. So say I want to select this blue color and I want to replace this blue color to maybe say this red. So I can select the blue color to red. Say I want this color, I want to make it yellow. this color I want to make it, say, now it's the previous one is gone because of the selections get deselected. So if you want to select multiple, you select one, you can press a shift. So I want to make this and this, so I will make it, say, red. Okay, then I will go to image adjustment. I want to make this color, I want to make it, say, green. Okay, and okay. If you're happy, cool enough. Not happy, undo it back. Then we'll go to image adjustments, equalize. This is something which just tries to equalize the colors between the image. So it automatically sets it as per what Photoshop thinks is best. You can see the difference. I do image adjustment, equalize. It's adjusting the whites. Every image you will get a different output. So you can try it with different images. Then that takes care of the adjustment part of it. Now auto tone, auto contrast, auto color will do everything by itself. You may sometimes see a difference in the image, you may not see it. For example, image auto tone. In this image you don't see much. But for example, if I open, say, this image auto tone, you see the difference that it got brighter here. See? This was the original and then it got brighter. If I go image auto contrast, again it made a slight change in this area. Undo. Image auto color. Again it did it as per what Photoshop feels is required. But this is not necessarily maybe what you require. So you can play with other adjustments and try to achieve what you want. So I'll close this image now. Image size. Now image size is this full thing is an image and this is the size that is there. So if you want to make the image size smaller, say now I'll go to image size. It is 1000, say I'll make it 800. Make sure to keep this link mark selected. If you do not keep it selected, it will not be in proportion. Like for example, if I make this 2000, automatically the height also will be in proportion. But if I need to see the difference, for example, I made it 800, 500, and according to that the height became in proportion 282. It became like this. In proportion the width and height became small. But if you deselect this and only make it 500 here, only the width will become 500. It will stretch. So always make sure whatever size you change, you always keep the link matched. Okay, so this will only increase or decrease the image size. Now I want to canvas size, I say I'll make it pixels first and make 700, and so the width will be 700. So if I say okay, you'll see from here till here is 700. Now image canvas size, say I'll make the height, say 500. So up and down it will totally be 500. Now say I undo. Image canvas size, I only want to increase this area, this side. So say now make sure you select this, the dot should be here so that it will increase towards the right side. So the in pixels it was 500, say now I make 700. So the full 200 will come towards the right. And say I want to increase from bottom, so I will select the top portion, the arrow points down, and the height I want to make it, say it's 282, I'll make it 582. So the extra 300 pixels will come down. Got it? But this is the canvas and this is the image. See? image size was decreased previously and your canvas size is increased. So there's a difference between canvas size and image size. Okay, I'll just undo back to the normal size. Image rotation, you can rotate the image 180 degrees, or you can rotate it 90 degrees clockwise or 90 degrees counterclockwise. So please explore the options. Crop is something which is very easy. You take the crop tool, you select whatever you want, and image crop, done. Then trim is a little different. Now, for example, I make a new file, create, and I'm inserting this image in this file. So I'll just make a selection, edit, copy. I come back to this file and I say edit, paste. Now if I go to image and trim, it will delete the white area and keep only the image. It asks you from where and what you want to do. I'll say trim from all sides, top, left, right, bottom, all. That's it. This is a trim option. So close, image, reveal all. Now reveal all is something that is, for example, I make a new image, file, new. Say I am putting this truck over here. Okay, now you can see half of the truck is outside the canvas and half is inside. Now if I say image, reveal all, it will expand the canvas to fit the full image. So that's the reveal all function. Image duplicate will, this is one image, I make image duplicate, it will make a duplicate image. You can give it a name or you can just, okay, and there are two images here, 1 and 2. Image, apply image. Again, apply image, you can work around with different channels. You can change, for example, it's on RGB. Say I want to put the red, I want to give it a different blending mode. So I can apply a different blend either on the red, green, blue individually or red, green, blue as a whole. And whichever mode I want, I can apply onto this channel or the RGB mode. You can explore different options. Image calculations. This is a little more technical, which I don't want to discuss right now. So I leave this option and I will make a separate video on this. So please subscribe and stay tuned for this. It's a very nice option. Variables, apply data, trap, and analysis is more technical, which we will not be using it for a long time. So even if you do not know anything about this, it doesn't matter. You can still become a pro in Photoshop with everything else. So guys, that's it for now. The image function, I don't want to make this video very big or it's very difficult to study. So I'm going to keep it small, and today is only about the image function. So next I'll be discussing the layer function. So please subscribe and stay tuned, and if you have any questions, any doubts till then, please put it in the comment section and I'll be happy to answer it. Thank you, take care, and goodbye till the next class.